Well, that was an attempt at take one. There's a magic, apparently, in take one. And today I just want to talk to you guys about why an artist, or you as an artist, should embrace the first take. You know, back in the day they had to do things in one take. It's kind of a big deal to keep going. Not like nowadays. Nowadays it's a click of a finger, click of a button, I mean. You can do something 1,000 times, 1,000 takes, you know. And writing the perfect solo, or going in there and correcting the perfect bend, or whatever it may be. What about the magic? The magic is, it's kind of you letting go, I think, is what it really is. It's like you're just playing knowing that it doesn't matter, that it doesn't count, that it's not, doesn't feel like all eyes are on you. When all eyes are on you, or when you know that record button's been pushed, it can put you in a different element. I remember when we were at the studio with Jamie, talking to one of the guitar players there. He liked being in a jam band, and he's like, there's something that he likes to do when he's playing live, and it's like, you know, going to outer space, where you are just kind of closing your eyes, and the room is dark, and everybody's having a good time, and you can just listen to the music. You can sit back and hear the music, and go somewhere. You know, you can put on a cool pedal that is inspiring, like a delay or a cool reverb. And you can go off on a journey if you can get yourself there, you know. But he said that it puts you in a completely different mindset when the cameras are on. When you have an audience that's standing there like this the whole time, and they're going like this because they want the magic, you know. They're like, oh, here's all the magic right here, boom. You know, they're recording this thinking that they're capturing something. But what it does to the artist, or this particular artist, you know, who was talking about going out and playing gigs and playing live, it puts you in a different mindset. It's like all of a sudden that vulnerability that you want to give the audience, and this is not for everybody. I'm not saying, you know, the big leagues aren't putting their heart and soul into it, because they obviously are. But it makes you think twice about what you're doing, because you know that anything that you do wrong, tomorrow morning's newspaper, or on the headlining news, you know, or all over social media, especially in, you know, with whatever community that you're part of, you know, whether you're a singer or a guitar player or a drummer or whatever, when it's your time to shine, or it's your time where everybody's looking at you, if you drop the ball, boy, is that not going around. And Nick Jonas knows what I'm talking about. The amazing thing about playing guitar in a jam band, and it's your turn, you're up, you get to speak, so to say. A lot of these guys, they don't have a script. They don't have a planned guitar solo. I believe without a shadow of a doubt that I can see the mood that they were in that day, you know? Like, you can come out on stage. I mean, I've heard the Chili Peppers talk about it, where, you know, they get out there and they just weren't feeling it that day. Maybe they got in a fight as a band, or maybe you know, maybe they're jet lagged, or they're under the weather, you know. But that's a jam band where, like, you're not getting the same guitar solos that are on the album. And you can see that. There's live recordings of them doing that. Some of them are phenomenal. Some of them aren't that good, you know. But, like, is that what we're judging? Is, like, them comparing to each other? It's like knowing that something's going out there for the world to see. The idea of playing it safe is obviously never going to get talked about. It's not those who played it safe that have made a name for themselves in the music world, you know. It's those who took a chance. It's those who really just gave themselves over to the music. When a guy's got his head back and his eyes are closed, your favorite guitar player, and you're watching him live, 9 times out of 10, he's playing off his emotions, off his feelings. He's just in it. He's inside the music, and he's just telling a little story, and every night the story could be different, you know. That's my experience. I love first take. I love that idea that it's not gonna be crafted afterwards, you know. That's what happens a lot of times with the guitar solos on these albums, that they'll go back and they'll do a solo. They'll listen back. They'll say, I like that part. I could probably do better on that part. Let me try that part different, or let me try switch it up, and they'll take, you know, 3 or 4 attempts at something. And then by the time it's all said and done, they have a written solo. They can go back there, they can learn exactly what they did, and then implement it on the record, and it all sounds seamless. we go out and play it live. If they're that kind of band, they go out and play it live. It's a written solo. But I know as a singer, and I'm not professing to be a singer, but you know, I'm recording some music myself, and I listen back to my voice all the time, and I never want to take the first take. It's always like, it's typically me like trying things out, like, oh, like, can I go up this high? Oh, can I do that? You know, no, typically not. But when we were in Nashville recording for Jamie, who is a phenomenal singer, that's her main instrument, right? The producer kept saying about, you know, talking about the magic in take one, like the very first time that they pushed play for her to start singing, that's got all the magic in it. And that's the one that he was actually clinging on to the most. And as a perfectionist, you know, we can tend to go in there and want to make everything sound like the most amazing thing that's possible. And that's huge in pop music, you know. That's what they chase, you know. I really am addicted to that raw feeling of take one. There might be an unsureness there, or like when you go watch a live band and the guitar player is able to just give himself over to the music, you know, and be vulnerable. That's my addiction. I could care less about the solo that's on the record. You know, everybody's heard that solo. That's the solo that's on the radio. It's the same one that's on the record. You know, and you listen to something 30,000 times, you know the solo backwards and forwards. And oddly enough, actually, this is a varying opinion. Actually, I've had a friend of mine who, if he goes to a concert and he doesn't hear the solo he knows, because he likes to mouth it, you know, he likes to mouth it, you know. If they go off and don't do it like the record, boy, is he so upset. He's disappointed. He's like, wow, why? The solo that they wrote was so perfect. And I'm the opposite. If they play the same solo that they did on the record, I'm so disappointed. That's why like bands like the Red Hot Chili Peppers are my favorite bands. Dave Matthews, same thing. His band, super sick jam band, always improvising in those spots where individuals can shine. Anyways, just food for thought. Another ramble from yours truly. Just thought I'd put that out there in the universe. Thanks for watching.